Today we're here at Garage 55. I missed this place. Shout out to Wilson and the whole team here. Also, before we start this video now, after the improvements we've made to this 1969 Ford Galaxie Levity, I want to ask you something. Leave a comment on this video. How much do you think this car is worth now after all the aesthetic and mechanical improvements we've made to it? We worked on the carburetor, kept the DFV record, the radiator, new tires, Nankan, everything top notch, new hubcaps as well, great cleaning job, and the entire cooling system was checked and cleaned. So I want to know, let's make the fuel injection pump table for the oil dripping one. How much is this Ford Ltd Galaxie worth here? Leave a comment on this video, please. There you go, real life. Today in São Paulo, crazy traffic. It's burning hot, so much heat. It's a V8 kind of day. Better to stay home. Today isn't great. Traffic is crazy here today, look. Uncomfortable. Well, here's the thing. There's really an overdose of Ford Galaxie going on, and it's no wonder. You guys must understand what goes on in a person's mind when they buy a new car, a new toy. So that's what's happening with me. Soon all this hype will die down. We get used to the toy, start using it less and less, and then things get a little less hyped. Just like this, the way things are today, I want to show you the real life of an old car. In the last video, which you guys watched a lot and everything, I showed the car from a distance, the finished job, how nice it looked. This time I made a special video for you guys to show what real life is like. Even with an old car full of marks and poorly done work. And that's what I want to deliver in this video, without shame, without fear of being judged. But of course I don't want to tarnish the image of the car or lower its value, but I want to show you the reality, you guys. In the last video, one comment caught my attention, just one comment. Look how crazy that is, because I'm really grateful for the positive comments, everyone who liked it. The car really is super beautiful. But one comment caught my attention where the guy said, wow, the car's body is really smooth, huh? I thought, wait, it's not, I didn't comment, but that gave me an idea. I wondered, did I show this car the way it should be shown? Of course, most people, even the channels themselves, wouldn't do it. This is the kind of video I like to make, which is to show the real life of the car, including my Chrysler 300C. I made a video once, man. I think I was even a bit too harsh with the car. I really went after it, showed all the negative points of the car. I'm going to do a little bit of that here because this is actually an even cooler example, right? Because it has more flaws. It's a really old car, badly painted, but good looking, right? But even so, it still hides a lot of things. When this guy said that the car was super smooth, made of metal, maybe he meant that the car is straight. So when the car is straight, I'm not sure if this door closed, huh? It's cool that the car is straight. I think it's closed. Yeah, the door here has a slightly bigger gap here. See, this is the kind of thing you start to notice. So like, a straight car is different from a car with smooth bodywork, and this car doesn't have smooth bodywork. And I could tell that from the day I bought it, when I first saw the car, I already said, no, it doesn't have smooth bodywork. I even sent it to my dad, and he was like, oh, that's cool, send more photos and stuff. He got excited too, but I showed him and said, look, there are some weird parts, there's a little rust down here. Then when you start noticing these things, you see that the body really has a lot of weird spots. We don't know if there's a lot of filler underneath, if it's just a paint prep, or if they painted over the old paint. And the best way to do this is to come here from behind and use your eyes to check the angles like this. It's in this process that you'll notice how many waves the body has. The more waves there are, the worse it is. It was the prep work for this paint job, this bodywork down here. You can see that on this fender. It doesn't seem like much, but on this fender it actually does. Okay? When you come to the doors and you do this visual inspection of the body, then you can notice a lot more bubbles, a lot more little flaws, including here on this door. There's a misalignment here, right? The bodywork is a bit off here. Sticking out more from the fender, I think this car had some kind of stronger intervention here on this side, on this fender. Even though the car is really beautiful, aligned, well put together, the trims and all that end up giving that false impression from a distance that the car is amazing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. It's still very eye-catching. It's really beautiful. I actually think it's cool and interesting how much this catches people's attention on the streets. It's even different from the Dodge. I just went to fill up now, and the guy there who pumps gas for us at the station said, "Man, this car brings back such good memories. My grandfather had one like this. It was blue, and before he died, an Italian bought it from him. We never saw the car again, so the memories it brings back are the coolest thing about the car." But speaking about the quality of the car itself, it's really good, but it has a lot of these little paint issues. See this kind of thing here? I hadn't shown it up close like this yet, you see? The Dodge? There are some things like that too, I'll tell you at this moment. None of that is going to bother me because, like I said in the last video, to drive this here is truly an automotive carpet, an automotive dream. But we have it throughout the whole car. A paint job battery, you still kind of see it, right? Very well done. By the way, it makes you wonder what happened to this car. For it to lose its original paint, the original seats, I can even understand the wear. But now the door panels, how is the dashboard so well preserved? And they removed the door panels, did they take them off to sell? That's strange, right, man? Then you see some screws and you start wondering, right? It could have the original panel, it could have the original finish. Even if the roof was torn, it's still original, right? I showed it to Peterson one day, the windows are original. So what could have happened for it to have lost those items, right? Which are so characteristic of this line. 69 limited. And for some reason, the first owner or the second, at most the third, because from what I saw, I'm the fourth owner of this car. Very few hands. This car changed owners very little, and from what I understand, for the last 10 or 12 years, it stayed parked inside a garage. In Caxias do Sul, Rio Grande do Sul, which is where I bought it from, right? From the neighboring city, which is São Marcos, and that's where we brought this car from. The oil dripping hats and t-shirts are back there. On the website, free shipping for everyone, and with every purchase you get stickers, usually more than one sticker. And this time I'm putting up a lot of things I got as gifts from the places I visited, from workshops, events, magazines, classic show. I'm putting everything in as a freebie for you, so everyone who's buying right now is getting some of these freebies. It's dripping oil with free shipping and a sticker for everyone. Let's take a look at this, because this is one of the coolest and most interesting parts of this car. But I also have a suspicion about what's really in here. It's the lug wrench and this jack here, which is a bit questionable. I don't know, but I suspect this has already been replaced at some point. I'd like to know if any of you can, by watching the video, tell if this has already had a major intervention or not, if it's original, if you can see that. It seems to me that either it came like this from the factory, it really came like this from the factory. I know that the factory finishes back then weren't perfect, right? So that makes me wonder if there was any intervention here or not, because the trunk floor of these cars was usually the first part to start rusting. So I'd like to know if you can identify it, help me out, send your guesses about this floor here to let me know. What do you think happened here, if there has already been any intervention here or not? But I'll tell you, this part here, when Felipe, the owner, opened it for me to see the trunk, it almost changed the game. It was unanimous in my mind that I should buy this car. I already wanted to. When he showed me the trunk, I said, no, now I'll have to find a way to bring this car home. And then I started going crazy for it, trying to get the money to buy it, and luckily it all worked out in the end. So the trunk here, the quality of this trunk was essential for choosing it. Despite the flaws, I had already visually identified that the paint job wasn't good. It was thick paint, a poorly done paint job. So you see this car passing by and you say, wow, amazing. When you start looking at how many things there are, it shows up, it delivers exactly what the car is. But like I said, I'm not going to stop to worry about that. Right now, let's use it and enjoy it. Look, it's dented, scratched here. We already know the cracking is shown up a lot. This here can be critical. If we don't take care of it, I'll have to be careful with water. Summer is coming now. This here is coming loose a little, which I think has come apart. I'll have to be very careful with the summer now so I don't get it wet. Don't let this get any worse than it already is. I slipped up a bit. I neglected the Dodge a little. It got wet and it rotted a bit more than usual. Look, it's the whole car with these little details here that when you look closely, when you stop to notice, you end up finding a lot of things. And look, Carla improved this here in an incredible way, but there are still a lot of details left on the car. What really saves it are the metals, the chrome parts, which are super good, well preserved, and when polished, man, look at this. The car has a really nice shine, helping out with the bodywork. So even though the paint is bad, the shine that's there is saving it, man. It saves the car. Look at this here on the windshield. It changes everything, right? An old car without the trim shining, Judge, it's much less flashy than a car that's bad with trims. Even the F100 is one of those too, that with the trims it changes a lot. This trim here is really beautiful. It's very nice. So it came loose again. It even made a noise. This emblem here is gorgeous, really beautiful. Another really beautiful thing that I found out, which I didn't know was like this, is the detail on the hubcap. Look how crazy. It's the emblem inside behind this acrylic, and it's kept in there, protected. There's a little crack here. I bought these hubcaps at Higienópolis in Paraná from Pedrinho in great condition. And there's a risk of losing them, right? I suffered, I lost a few. I got some comments like people say, oh, you're going to lose those hubcaps. It's really risky, man, because they're really expensive. Those hubcaps, they're really easy to lose. Be careful with potholes, because when you hit one, it can knock the hubcap off. You have to realize you lost it and stop to pick it up. It'll make a loud noise when it falls. Man, I'm counting the days on the calendar. We've gone 5 days without losing any of the hubcaps. In fact, it makes sense because those hubcaps aren't easy to find. They're expensive and people say it's really easy to lose them. So I'm driving, man, really carefully on the bumpy road so I don't lose them, because if you lose one, that's it. You know what? Also subscribe here to Pingando Olio. If you're not subscribed yet and you watch the videos, subscribe here. Turn on notifications so you can get our videos, because YouTube itself said it can't send the video to everyone. Only if you have notifications turned on for the channel. So we can send all the videos to you. This increases our chances of spreading the rust across YouTube. I'm going to have to repeat this today, I'll tell you the truth. Today, some thermometers here in São Paulo are showing 33 degrees. Honestly, that's probably exactly how it feels. The heat is intense today, and this would definitely be a day when I'd have the air conditioning on in this car. In the other video, I talked about this, and I think one of the things that really heats up the car is exactly this robust, heavy, giant V8 engine. Here, it's basically truck power inside a car, and I believe a lot of that heat ends up coming into the car, you know? I would love to have air conditioning here, but sometimes we stop and think like, man, installing air conditioning, spending a bunch of money, and I'm barely going to use it during the year. Honestly, if you're going to hit the road a lot, it makes sense. But if it's just to take it out and cruise around the city, not so much. Sometimes it's not worth it because you'll use it so little, and when you don't use it, it ends up losing gas, man. It just sits there and doesn't get much use. I don't know if it's worth it, but I'd like to try it once to see what it's like. If you have air conditioning in your car, share your experiences with me, whether it's worth it or not. Look at the sun. Like, geography shows up, and what a shame, because it's only on the top part. Underneath, there's nothing like that. And if it weren't for that, man, wow, then there would be zero concern about painting. One day this car will just be the hood and the trunk lid, the rest. And I'm starting to run out of garage space, right? Over at my dad's place. It's not fitting the cars easily anymore because there's the Dodge, the Bel Air, and at my house, the end of the car kind of sticks out like this. And then it rained here, got a little wet, but look how you can barely even see the dirt. If it were the Dodge, a black car, a dark car, it would already be all grimy. The advantage of a light-colored car in this shade is that it hides it better, it looks good, but look how it shows up in the sunlight during the day. They won't even let me take part in the events out there. One quick thing, it's worth it for me to buy a liner, a carpet, some kind of covering for the trunk, at least to cover it up and not leave it exposed to getting scratched or damaged. Is there a ready-made option available? Is it worth buying, or should I leave it as is? Do you guys know if there's something like that available for immediate delivery for this year's model of this car, so we can at least make it look a little nicer with a carpet here? Before buying the F100, I made an offer on a Galaxie. A Galaxie from an acquaintance, someone we've already filmed here on the channel, a really nice car. I don't want to give too many details, so I don't give it away. And I think it looked bad because I made an offer and the guy accepted. And I was also going to help him sell his other cars and stuff. I was going to make more videos. And in the end, I felt insecure, you know? I felt insecure about my own proposal because I didn't know if I was going to be able to follow through. Dripping oil, it doesn't have that very commercial dynamic, you know? So, I didn't give an answer. I kind of let the subject die. It didn't look good. When I tried to resume the conversation with the guy, man, I think he didn't like it. I wouldn't mind if someone made an offer I accepted and then the person backed out. You know, I don't care. If you want to come back later and negotiate, that's fine. When I tried to resume the conversation with the guy, man, because I was still interested in the car, I wanted to know about the car. The guy said, the car isn't with me anymore, it's with someone in my family, I don't even know who. But now it's 180,000 and the car used to be around 120,000. And then I said, wow, I think that didn't go well. And then from 120, the guy said, no, now it's 180. And I said, wow. I was like, It was a situation, and this car was listed at that price of 180, but the price just kept dropping. It's still for sale today, and it still hasn't sold. It's strange, this thing about the Galaxie Landau line going up in value, right? I mean, it's not like there's an explosion in value, right? We have other cars out there that are super highly valued that don't even come close to this one. And what? And Galaxie? It wasn't that kind of explosion. Look at the craziness that is Sao Paulo, man. My God, we can't even talk. Damn, guys, I'm recording a video here for the channel. Damn, look, this is crazy, man. Today is not a V8 day, no, today is an AP day. Today is a Golzinho day, man. But today I'm going to surprise Nico. I'm going to pick him up at school today, surprising him with this car for the first time. It's going to be awesome. He can't wait.